use this guy. That's a little better. Mom's still sleeping. She's gonna be getting up soon, so I just wanted to do a little talk about how I feel about things, because that's kind of my shtick. I don't have any earth in my chart, so I draw on all my senses, extrasensory perceptions. Lots of us Aspies do that. That's why we won't look at you, because we don't have to look at your eye to know how you feel. Because the eyes lie. They can lie. Yes, they can. So, I've been kind of under the weather the last couple days. Nauseous. So nauseous. No appetite. It's not the flu. It's energy. It's frequency. And I'm all keyed up, and we got this freaking full moon in Taurus, and I don't have any placements in Taurus in my whole chart. I don't got no planets. I don't even have a Taurus house, because I got 2 Capricorn and 2 Cancers, so that ate up my Earth, or the Capricorn ate up the Taurus in my Earth. That's the only, and I don't have a whole lot of placements there. I just have Earth in houses. I don't have any planets in Earth, so I'm not a very grounded person. Then I have other placements that make me more twitchy. Because what it is I have aspects that I just want to fight. I just want to rage. I just want to do things to make people fall to my will. Well, what I learned a long time ago, there's a divine will that's higher than mine. And when I do that, it craps on theirs, and I'm not here to do that. So I have to fight myself every single day. Fight my own demons, because I know what they are. I know where they all came from. They came from when I was a little baby. And terrible things happened to me. They came when I almost drowned and nobody was there to save me. And so I had to learn how to save myself when I was a young baby girl, little girl, 4 or 5 years old. I had to start protecting myself. Even from my own brother, who's kind of a monster of his own. I'm just doing a talk because I know there's a lot of people on planet Earth right now that they're living on 2 Earths, the old Earth and the new Earth. The new Earth don't have elections on it. The new Earth don't have stupid elections on it. Doesn't have Democrats. It don't have Republicans. It don't have a GOP. It don't have none of that shit. Don't have made up stories that tell me what I need to believe in to be a good person. Yeah, you're right. I ain't nothing. You're right, Enzo. You're absolutely right. I am absolutely nothing. I am an empty vessel that is not of this earth. And so you take all that and you feel, what do you drive, Enzo? You drive a fast car? You drive a car? You got a gun, Enzo? What do you got? Tell me all the stuff that fills up and that makes Enzo, Enzo. Does your mommy love you, Enzo? Did your mommy take care of you when you were little, Enzo? Did your daddy love you? Did he stick around, Enzo? Did he teach you not to treat women poorly, Enzo? Did your dad stick around and say, don't be mean to girls, Enzo? Or did he bail on you and you're so mad about it, you just have to come to my channel and say stuff like, you ain't shit? That's okay. What do you need, buddy? You need pats? You need circles. You'll be all right. They got Viagra for people like you, so you can go out and feel like a big old man, Enzo. Go ahead, get your Viagra. Go get your pills. Find that little girl. That her daddy was mean to her too, so she thinks that you're the boy that's going to be nice to her, Enzo. Because, Enzo, you are a dime. You are a nickel for 2 dozen. Because for every one decent human being in the world, There's 24 Enzos. Just telling people they ain't shit because you feel empty inside. I hope you have a good day, Enzo. Be well, Enzo. Anyway, so full moon in Taurus. Supposedly there's 70% fluid, water, on this planet. And they also say there's 70% water within each and every one of us. So what happens when the moon gets full? It's a gigantic it's a gigantic magnet. Data and information is held within water. How many people are taking a shower and they get good ideas, and how many people never shower and they're dumb as they were the day before? You never get good ideas. Same good ideas as just saying stinky and dirty. That's what demons will tell you to do. Don't worry about personal hygiene. You don't need it in hell. What's up, Vibes? So, the moon is pulling on the water within each and every individual, and it's bringing up information to the surface. It's bringing up memories. It's bringing up regret. It's bringing up all this lower denominational vibrational frequency because they still acted in these lower vibes the same way they did last month, and they didn't do anything to cleanse themselves. So you got all these low vibers floating around planet Earth talking about, this, that, the other thing. Some dude gets shot in the ear. I never know. I've been hurt a lot in my life, and every time I've ever been hurt, it's left a mark. So how does a person get shot and it leaves no kind of mark? Because we live in a contrived reality. Washington, D.C. is an extension of Hollywood. They both write scripts. There's both people. You can't act like that. You got to uphold a role. Notice how they call them roles? What's your role in that organization? This dude on my TikTok came by. This is like all over my FYP. This young man, his pastor had relations with him when he was a very young boy. And so now this man is bringing his truth to the surface. And it is so funny. And the pastor's name is Jerome. Must be the name. I wonder how many trash heaps are named Jerome, or just have a J name anyway, Like, people don't have to, we have free will. We could use all our money to be generous to people we don't even like, if that's what our free will wants to do. But what does our free will guide and lead us to do all the time? All the time. Let's just play and chase sensations. Let's just do that. Let's just use free will and go to this sporting event or go to that sporting event. I used to do that stuff too. I was so immersed in 3D Earth. And then my eyes just started to see, like, that's a contrived reality. People cannot be free to be who and what they are in a contrived reality. I also have seen this woman, a mask. I guess that's what they call people like me, a mask. Just call me Marge. I don't want other people's stupid labels. I'm a woman. And so I am in line with that has always been misgendered. Just because that's just what assholes do. They know that you're a woman, but they're just going to call you a dude because they know that somebody that is sure of who they are is definitely going to let you know, and that just provokes something in you. I get provoked a lot. I get my buttons pushed. People do big things to push my buttons. If you looked at my pinned video, you'll see. I've always, and I had to learn to just not let them, just don't get buttons. Don't have buttons, Marge. Just don't have buttons. Whatever people do. I used to get in trouble so much when I was a little kid because I get tormented by my brother, and I would just ignore because they'd just say, just ignore him, and he would like, but then he would do something to hurt me. and then I would lash out to defend myself, and then I would get in trouble. And I look around society and I'm like, God damn, that happens a lot. That happens a lot. You know, look at all these people. You know what? I was listening to Robert Phoenix this morning on Rumble, and he was talking about Epstein and all this stuff. And I'm like, why don't people get that it's bigger than that? It's just, it's the fact that Satan's winning. Is that assholes are allowed to do whatever they want whenever they want. See, I control my impulses. It took me 51 years to learn how to control the things that I really want to do. My mouth, it gets me in trouble because that is the only thing that I have is my freedom of speech. But when you live in a country and they say for decades, freedom of speech, it's like, no, you don't have it because there's always reprise. You can't say the truth because there's reprise, there's consequence, because there's always bigger and badder that will put you in your place. Because there's not enough people that do the right thing. I can't sit by and watch people get beat on. Yet how many times have I seen a video where I'm watching like all these people report somebody get beat on? People don't help. There's a lot of people that I've broken up fights with. Because I don't like when people get hurt. And people don't realize how easy it is to fucking kill somebody. By punching them in the nose. Or in the eye. Like, they don't know how fragile the human body is. You know? But if you get beat on, you see people get beat on enough in your life, you'll see, oh shit, you know, he ain't getting up from that. People just, you know, they don't think. They just don't use the old noodle. So I called today's talk. What did I call today's talk? My brain isn't firing on all cylinders. I've had a headache for 3 days. I was up last night throwing up, nothing. I figured it out, it was the coffee that I just got new coffee. And it took 2 days of me having a very small, I can't drink, I'm getting too sensitive. I can't do what I've been able to do before. I have to cut more things out of my, and I don't have much left. I don't eat much as it is. So, but it's a lot of what's going on, I see, is just, people that live in integrity. And we can't control anybody. We know that. I can't change anybody's mind. All I can do is share my experience. That's all I can do. Because experience shatters belief. Because there's so many people in this country that don't believe. Oh, that stuff doesn't happen. 600,000 people go missing in the United States every year. 600,000 people. That's a lot. That's a lot of people. That's way too many. That doesn't happen in other places. Because here the demons are run free. My history. I hate this song. All of a sudden I hate this song. It was the first album I ever bought when I was a little girl. I was 9 years old. I live on Manzanita Lane. Live right across the street from that's the album. Live across the street from Mission Square in Reading, and I always have so much energy. I get up and go. What's it like there? I worked with Khalid. He was from Pakistan. He was a Gemini. At one point, it was like, dude, you want to go downstairs and talk about this outside? That's what it was like with Khalid. But he taught me a lot about Pakistan, because I'm not from there, and he grew up there. He was always so mad because his wife was a banker, and his ego, like, it was, you know how they have arranged marriages, you know, you don't pick and choose who you want to spend your life with. So they pick for you. So somebody picked the right one for him, and she, like, was in banking, right? And if we were IT help desk support, people would, like, come and give him digs and stuff because his wife made more money than him, and it fucking drove him crazy. It pissed him off so much. But he was always the same guy that was like, would ask the president or the CEO of North American operations for uh, G4S Secured Solutions and be like, "Hey, are we gonna get a free lunch after we listen to this?" Like every time there was a bit, he would always ask about a free lunch. And, and then I started noticing every place I worked, there was the guy that was always worried about free lunch. But you make 70, 80,000 a year, your wife makes six figures, like you got enough money to pay for your own lunch. But no, you still want other people to buy your food. What? I don't get that. So, anyway. People, I tell you, I just had to learn how to be self-supporting so much when I was a little kid because there were no agencies. The government, mom had a hard life too, right? You know, because you have people that are born and they have physical ailments, but they're already immediately expected to perform like able-bodied beings are. I had a grandma that was hearing impaired. She couldn't hear, so we'd have to call a phone number so that an operator can type into a machine the words we were saying so my grandma could read it on the TV. And that was back in the 80s. We got all these able-bodied Americans just have no fucking, because people have always been taken care of. They got no idea what it's like to take care of another person. And because there's media and news and all this sensationalism, people think that, like, they're immortal or something. Like, they ain't never gonna get hurt, sick, or die. And the last 5 years should have been a real good indicator that if you just go around, do whatever you want, eat whatever you want, drink whatever you want, don't ever exercise. No, exercising is for bitches. You know, just chase the sensation. Just keep chasing those sensations. Chase. And then what happens? Heart disease, diabetes. Like I watched this dude crying his little eyes out. 30 years old. He's a pharmacy tech because he's getting in his face all day long. You know, the woes of 30-year-olds in you know, with diabetes and they can't afford their insulin and all these freaking broken heart stories. You know what I did? I saw a future that I knew nobody was going to take care of me. So I did 6 years to go to college. Then I found out college was bullshit. Then I worked at a university. And I found out higher ed was bullshit. And I worked at a hospital. And my own experience showed me that the medical system is all bullshit. Yet people keep feeding into it because they're told what they're to believe. And it starts with Santa Claus. I was a kid and I was like, don't insult my intelligence. That's how they get you. Go along to get along. No, I'm going to question the narrative because Santa never delivered presents to me on a Greyhound bus because that's the system I was a part of. Every fucking Christmas, from noon, we'd get picked up by Mom and we wouldn't get off the bus until 11:30 at night in Redding, California, because it'd take 11 and a half hours to take a bus on Christmas Day to make the judge happy. Because he was friends with Grandma and they just wanted to make life hell for my mother because that's what the system is. It's corrupt. It's full of corrupt people. They invite their other buddies that are corrupt in. Oh, you know the gay program? It was a recruiting system for assholes, for people that would sell their soul, and my brother was one of those. See, but besides all of his faults when we were growing up, I still love the fucking guy. I loved him all the way until 5 years ago. That's when I wouldn't use my energy. I would give love that I had for him, and I would turn it in to generous acts of kindness to other people. Because I don't want hate to turn me. Because people like me, that's what happens. I've seen it too many years. I'm trying to stay a good person. I'm trying to stay cool. I'm trying to stay level-headed. And it's really getting hard to do that in a society when people care more about that like high school sports, you know, like, oh, what are these kids gonna be doing in 5 years? You know, it just teaches kids that they're on a team and that the other one is odd man out. It just begins the division. They don't play for fun. I saw Robert got a little upset today because somebody cheated in his pro sports. Robert, sports are fake, dude. It's time you come to terms with that, man. Sports, it's just a welfare system. So, dancers, men that didn't want to go on the stage, could go out on the field and play dancer with their little plays instead. I went to a hockey game one time, and the puck went over the glass, and I got it. I got the puck. The Mavericks game. Isn't that cool? I don't have the puck. You know why? Because I don't care about any of that stuff. There's a little girl right next to me, so I was like, here, you want it? There you go. And then I left. Because none of that stuff matters to me. Then on the way home, I called my mom, because she still lived in California. Because I used to always call my mom, send her money home, make sure she was okay. Because the system put her in a house that she couldn't afford. The system said she could have a $750 house payment when her sole income was $950. So I never had much faith in the system. Actually, it's the people in the system that I don't have faith in. You ever go to the DMV? You ever go in the DMV? You know why it takes so long at the DMV? Because all the people behind the counter fucking hate their lives. They're miserable. They can't control nothing in their own lives. So what are they going to do? They're going to make you wait. They're going to make you wait. That's what the system's for. Systems are welfare for the people, the employees within the system. HR, oh, you're going to be like us. Come into our system. You know how many systems I was a part of that I couldn't be a part of because my soul couldn't live in my soul sack doing the stupid shit that was a part of that system? Want to see the one that was the biggest impact? I got a picture. I got all kinds of pictures. I was in this system. I was in this system. You know how? This picture's even a lie. Want to know why this picture's even a lie? Because I had BDUs on. So down here, I'm dressed like a bush, but here I'm all professional. So even the military's a lie. You know, it's so, I figured that out the day that I went and we got fitted for these uniforms. It was so that 150 girls could sit in a room for 7 hours and get measured and have clothes tailored from somebody's cousin that owned a alteration shop at Lackland, where basic training is. You getting it? I explained to a girl that works at the vet office yesterday. I had to call about my little girl dog and ask a question. And I said, and like Veterans Day is coming up, and I got a DUI on Veterans Day. First Veterans Day, I was at my first duty station. I was getting arrested, getting my blood drawn, because I said, I did it, I got in trouble, I'm going to accept the responsibility of my actions, I'll take whatever comes at me. And I got sober 7 months later. That's how slow I am. I still didn't get sober up because I had the attitude is I'm a grown up. If I want to drink, I'm going to drink. I was one of those. I'm a grown ass. I've never in my life said I'm a grown ass woman. I think it's silly when people say I'm a grown ass man, right? So I was telling her how military members only work 10 months out of the year, but they get paid for 12 months of work. And that is because there's 15 holidays. They get 30 days paid vacation right off the bat, leave every year. 30 days paid vacation. The thing of it is like you have to like stay within so much of the area. Like, but if you went like 2 hours, then you got to take leave, kind of thing. Like, if you can't get back to do your job if an emergency happens, and you didn't take leave, then you could be AWOL if they didn't like you. So I was telling this young girl, I said, people think military members have it so bad, so you feel sorry for them and go to their dumb parades and shit like that. They really don't. They only work 10 months out of the year, but they get paid for 12. Officers make so much fucking money. They bring out home. Go look at military pay rates, okay? And then if they go over to the desert or any place that there's a hazard, because we're the hazard, wherever we put ourselves in their bombs, know that officers and people, they're getting promotions and they're re-enlisting because they send them over there so they can re-enlist and they can get all their bonuses and all their enlistment bonuses and stuff tax-free. They don't have to pay taxes on that. It's America's a racket. All these things are true. My brother put on captain in Baghdad. And he's in the Army Guard. He's not even in the fucking, but he's an Army JAG. He's one of those military, because people in the military they get, it's not over there. They're like cheating with their wives and shit like that. They're doing stupid shit. Like, as adults, like, these are protectors. These are our protectors. These are the people. No. Not at all. So, and then there's 15 federal holidays. Military bases don't turn wrenches. They don't go to work on holidays. Are you serious? And she goes, because we were talking about an appointment for the future, and I said, do you guys get a week off for Christmas? And she's like, no. I said, when I was in the Air Force, we get a week off for Christmas. Either the week, we could choose the week of Christmas, or the week, like half the shop would get the week off for Christmas, and then the other half would get it off for New Year's. And I said, I just think that everybody should have that. I don't even believe in holidays. I think it's stupid. I'm just trying to make a point here. I think all holidays are dumb. I think the cycles that we get stuck on and for other people to feel good about what they do in life is silly. So I said, well, we got a week off when I was in the military, and then a lot of people would take a week off leave, and then they would get the week off, so they get 2 weeks off at Christmas and New Year's and only have to use a week of vacation. But if you do that in the real world, military secrets are just assholes doing a bunch of shit they shouldn't be doing. If you expose their secrets, then they will turn on you because they want to keep doing their lame, stupid butt stuff. Fraternal brotherhood of butt stuff. Their clubs, their groups, they're all doing weird stuff, man. They're all doing weird stuff. You can't deny that. They're all doing weird stuff. Ugly, dark, weird stuff. And other people are seeing it too. Because it's not just, I've seen it goes way more darker than just like the stuff you see. You see this balcony that were pictures that Virginia was on a balcony. You see that same backdrop when I used to watch dirty movies years ago. I don't watch them anymore. It's creepy. It's gross. And you watch it for like research. I'm Scorpio moon too. And I noticed that backdrop is in a lot of these movies that was in that picture. So they go to these places and they have these events where they do these things. And then other people go there and they think, this stuff doesn't happen. But they don't even know the fucking evil and wickedness of what has transpired in the room in which they were in. I don't like hotel rooms. I don't like going to places where too many people gather because I feel how they are. And they're not even all people, dude. Hybrids, dude. whatever the imagination holds creates reality. And all those years I spent on Greyhound buses when I was a little girl, all I did was imagine how things were, and I'd watch the mountain sides, and they always look like the sides of people. And then I hear stories about the giants, but I already thought about the giants because I saw them. Then they made me go to school and sit in class, and they tried to. The only course I ever failed was history. Was his story, because I would always go, no, that's not, no, that can't be. And if I didn't make my answer match what the teacher wanted, Mr. Eaton, I failed. I took my F. I took my summer school. Then I got a B. Then I had to deal with an asshole bully fucking in front of me. That was the first time I got, don't you know who I am? Yeah, you're a piece of shit that likes to fucking pick on girls. That's who you are. Because this is my chair. And you going back like this to hit me is stupid. And I'm going to call you out on it. I don't care who you are. And that's how I've been ever since. Big, strong, important men. They're usually Pisces and Virgo. They usually have too much feminine energy in them, so they have to overcompensate. I have too much masculine energy. My overcompensating is being a people pleaser, because that's what I feel like the feminine does. Because of my program. But I'm trying to reprogram myself too. So 2 weeks off, or a week off at Christmas, and only working 10 days out of the month. And then they still let themselves go. I didn't get kicked out of the military. I didn't get kicked out because I was on the Chunky Chicken Club. They tried to kick me out. I just busted my ass. I worked so hard to get off it. And I did, just to show them. My whole life has been fucking, I'll do your stupid bullshit. But when do I get to do what I want to do? And that's what society was. Oh, you never get to do what you want to do. You don't get to go on vacation. You don't get to go here. You don't get to eat. No, because there's rich people that have never had to change a tire, never had to wipe anybody else's ass, never had to fucking do nothing stinky that they didn't want to do. But they're going to delegate and decide what I need and I'm going to do to live my life. Nah. I'm not going to miss America. My indigenous blood says, down with the colonists, and that's what's happening, because that's what colonists do. They do whatever they want, and that doesn't entail discipline. It doesn't include consistency. I heard a guy talk today, he's like, oh, I hate routine, man. Routine drives me insane. You know what? Routine drives me insane, too. But this world isn't just about me. It's about the care of my mom, too. And that she gets to be comfortable, even though she never got to contribute to society. Largely because a man slammed her head in a car door that she cared about. I think it's funny when people are like, you're a man-hater. No, I'm not really too excited about either. Either the dangly bits or the tucks. I'm not really impressed by either gender these days. If they have anything to do with frickin' chase and sensation, I always thought it was weird that America was such a perverted place, and that why was sex so important? Why am I a 5-year-old girl watching with my dad the best little whorehouse in Texas? Because people do whatever they want. And there's consequences to that. And I just think that people should understand, do whatever you want. I don't care. There's no consequence to me. There are consequences to living that best life. And there's a lot of people that are falling on the wayside. I think it's so, how lame is it to freaking bail out people that have been collecting a paycheck while single moms and dads and aged out foster kids, nothing for them. So we continue to take care of all the people that have consistently been taken care of. So I'm done with Earth. I'm done with the whole out there planet Earth. I'm going to keep talking. I'm going to keep sharing. I'm going to keep living my life. And I'm going to keep doing my own little missions. And then I'll talk about them here. But I ain't trying to do nothing with nobody else no more. My thoughts and ideas of trying to build a community, I'm going to have a community. Then I can invite people come to it and see if they like it, and then maybe encourage them to build their own community. But as far as like all the media stuff and all the, I don't want to do none of that no more. It's making me sick. Because every time I open up my phone or every time I see something on the news, it creates an impulse in me. It creates a pulse in me. It has an effect. So I need to put more positive things in my field. I need to look at more positive things and not the stuff that is allowed to go on. I can't handle the story. It's the kind of story that if I were to see it on TV, I'd turn the channel. I wouldn't watch it, and people do it too much. They turn the channel, and then they allow this whole gross entity of borough brats, politics, governments, policies, procedures, rules, regulations, laws, blah blah blah, systems got so big. The beast has grown to something that's on a runaway trajectory now. And the only thing that's going to stop it is me. And if I don't go out and I don't get involved, and if I don't go out and I don't be a part of all the ugly in the world, because I don't want to be a part of all the ugly. I don't want to be more. I don't want to turn into the things that cause me harm want me to turn into. So, how you doing, Ma? You almost ready to get up? You want to lay down a little while longer? All right. That's all I got for now. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you have a rad